Repeat after me. Charcuterie. This is basically the art of making and assembling a meat and cheese platter, and I'm going to show you how to make one that'll impress everyone. Hey everybody, it's Natasha of natashaskitchen.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to make the ultimate cheese board. This is a crowd pleaser, and it's easier than you think, so let's get started. You'll need something to serve your charcuterie on. You can use either a serving platter or a rimmed baking sheet. Also, a cutting board works really well, or you can put several cutting boards together depending on how big of a board you want to make. If you can get your hands on one, the fancy charcuterie boards are really pretty for serving, and I especially love these with a rimmed border so that nothing rolls off. Charcuterie is basically a way of arranging cured meats and cheeses and all the good things together. I like to start with putting out my cheeses, and you want a combination of hard cheeses. Manchego is very popular. Also, I like a white Vermont cheddar cheese. It's a simple cheese that has great flavor. Then you want some softer cheeses. During the holidays, it's fun to get a goat cheese that's either blueberry or cranberry flavored. Also, some mozzarella balls, and I love these fresh marinated mozzarella balls. You also want some soft, spreadable cheeses, and Brie is one of my all-time favorite cheeses. Another favorite of mine is this soft, spreadable triple cream cheese. This is perfect for crackers or toasts. It's super creamy, buttery, and satisfying. You want to cut up your hard cheeses so that they're easy to grab and serve. For the Manchego, this is a fun way to serve it. Slice it into triangles, then arrange them in opposite directions. This is simple to do, but the presentation is beautiful on a cheese board. Now we're going to quickly dice up our white cheddar cheese. Remember, you want different textures and sizes for a prettier presentation. I like to put the cheeses down first, so transfer your prepared cheese onto your serving board. Here's a great styling tip. To make your board more visually appealing, you want to work in odd numbers, so I like to have either 3 cheeses or 5 cheeses. Place those around your board, keeping in mind that you're going to fill all of those empty spaces with meats, fruit, and all the accoutrements. If you're adding something to your board, like the mozzarella balls with a lot of liquid or that can get messy, it's a great idea to put them into a ramekin. For the cured meats, I love getting a multi-pack like this because it's easier and usually less expensive. I got this at Costco, and it has 2 types of salami, Coppa, and my favorite, prosciutto. For a prettier presentation, you want to fold the meat in a variety of ways. For the large circle slices, you can fold them into tulips or triangle shapes. So fold them in half, then fold them in half again. Also, arrange them as a deck of cards. That way you can layer them easily onto your serving board. For the salami, you can also just fold them in half and layer them as a deck of cards, keeping them fanned out, light, and not compacted. And those peppered salami look really pretty folded into the tulip shape. Once your meats are all folded and arranged, you can transfer them to the serving platter. Layer the meats around your cheeses. If you are using a board that doesn't have a rim to it, keep in mind you want to arrange your meats, cheeses, and things that don't roll easily at the borders of your platter. The last meat to go on is the prosciutto, and I love arranging it in ribbons. It's a great way to keep the meat light and fill up the space. This was just 12 ounces of cured meats, but it's amazing how fanning them out and arranging them like this makes the platter look so full and abundant. Once your cheese and cured meats are on, it's time to add the accoutrements, and accoutrements are basically everything else that pairs well with meat and cheese. If something needs to be served in a separate dish, I like to put those down first so I can gauge my space. We're gonna start out with our salty things. I have some green olives here and some Kalamata olives. Just make sure that they're pitted so no one breaks their teeth on your cheese board. We're also gonna add some tiny pickles. You can either use baby dills or buy some gherkins. The gherkins are quite a bit more expensive. I find the baby dills work great. You also want to arrange things so that they're easy to grab and serve. So when placing the pickles, I like to stack them vertically. You'll also be able to fit way more into the ramekin this way, and they'll look really cute. Arrange things on your platter based on what pairs really well together. For example, I will always have a pot of honey next to my Brie cheese. Another condiment that's really fun is a fruit spread, and I have a fig and strawberry spread here. Our board is filling up nicely, but wait, there's more. We're gonna add color with some fresh fruit. Apple is an inexpensive and delicious pairing with most any kind of cheese, and I love to slice it thinly, then shape it into a heart shape, which looks really cute on a cheese board. You can do this with any color apple, or try this with pears or even persimmon. For the best flavor, it's great to use fruit that's in season. We're also gonna add some fresh green grapes. Just be sure to cut those into smaller portions before putting them on your platter. Now we're gonna add our fresh berries, and we're using strawberries and blueberries here. Use the fruits to fill up the spaces and keep them next to the cheeses that they pair well with. And finally, to fill in any leftover spots, we're gonna add the nuts. And I love the pairing of Brie cheese with nuts and honey, so we're gonna surround the Brie with some nuts. The color and taste of pistachios is also fun, so I'm gonna add some of those to the board. I also love to add a sweet treat, and that's gonna come in the form of some dark chocolate squares. Cheese and chocolate are actually a delicious and exciting combination. All right, all we have left is the toasts and crackers, and we are done. All right, and this looks pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. Now you can use little toasts. So basically what I did was I sliced up a baguette, and then I brushed both sides with olive oil, toasted them at 400 for about 6 minutes, or just until they're lightly golden. And that's all there is to it. It's a simple way to make little toasts fancier. And you can also use water crackers, or these artisan crackers, which are really pretty and look great on here, but you don't have to spend a ton of money to make it taste good and look good. So we're just gonna add these on. All right, aren't these fun? Hey, also, a great tip. If someone at your event is gluten-free, it's always a nice idea to add a gluten-free option to the board. So we're just gonna stack these in here. And I like to put them where they fit. Like these crackers pair really well with this cheese or with this cheese, the soft cheeses. So I'll stick a bunch of them in there. And then because I'm running out of room, I will probably just serve a separate platter with the toasts and crackers. Okay, let's see if we can squeeze a few more in here. It's getting tight. I think that's all we're gonna get in that spot. Okay, and then also waiter crackers with the Brie is such a delicious combination. So to let people know, I do like to place some around the Brie. There we go, and then we're just gonna put these toasts onto a separate serving dish. Because these are really good with the soft cheeses because you can use it as a spread and make little sandwiches with salami. So good. All right, beautiful. Now, if you see any little gaps, just feel free to fill those in with some more fruit, nuts, whatever you have left over. A few more super important things to know when serving a charcuterie board is you need little serving utensils so that you don't have people putting their hands all over the food. You don't want that. Well, I don't. So I like to have these little tiny forks. And if you don't have special serving utensils, just use little forks, little spoons, whatever you have in the drawer. And set those out to make it easy for people to get whatever they want to get. Okay, and super important, when you're serving a cheese, make sure to always start slicing it, at least a little bit, because the best way to make sure your cheese doesn't get eaten is if you don't start it. I don't know why, but people are hesitant when you don't do it first. So I do love to pre-slice the Brie a little bit. Cut out. Okay, and then we have these fun little knife servers. So we'll put one here into our soft cheese. Boom. Okay, and that's all there is to it. I know it looks super complicated, but really you're just putting things on a board. Start with the cheeses, then the meats, then the fruits, nuts, crackers, and voila! It's easier than you think. And then you can just kind of mix things around to fit them all in, and it'll look stunning. I'm telling you, if you've never tried making one of these, you're in for a treat. Okay, we're gonna do a taste test, and I'm just gonna do a taste test of my very favorite part of this, which is Brie with honey and pecans or walnuts. They both work really well. So you just need a slice of Brie, and look at how soft this cheese is. It is so good. We're gonna add a little bit of honey. Normally I would put many slices on a plate for myself. It is so good. And then top that with a nut or 2 or 3. And also a waiter cracker. Dun dun dun! I love that this is staring back at me and that this is my job right now. I'm thankful, for sure. Oh. Seriously, that combination is just a match made in heaven. It hits your taste buds in all the right places, and I don't know, I'm drooling a little bit looking at this platter because I don't know where to go next. I'm really excited. It's seriously an epic cheese board. I mean, if you're hosting an event, sometimes this is all you need. This will feed quite a bit of people, and you can make it as inexpensive or expensive as you want, depending on what kind of cheese, what kind of meats you buy. Also, this is key, buy fruits that are in season. They're gonna be less expensive and they're gonna taste the best when you get them at the peak of freshness. I'm gonna go have a party with myself. If this graces your table for New Year's or any special occasion, let me know, and we'll see you in our next video. Yum. Ooh, it's got some weight to it. Mine.